Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and direct your attention to the American flag located in left field for the singing of our national anthem. Singing the anthem today is a world record holder for the most national anthems in 1 year with 500 performances. Please welcome from Nashua, New Hampshire, Al St. Louis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Historic Holman Stadium. It's the Education Day game of games. There will be back-to-back here on a Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Hello, I'm John Collins, along with Tom King at sun-splashed Holman Stadium. The old ball yard never looked better, groundskeeping-wise. The smell of hot dogs and popcorn and 50 sunscreen for the kids, the copper tone smell as I walked in today, Tom.
Yeah, you probably smelled it on me too.
Yeah.
Because I got to go out there and take photos. Yeah, this is, always a big couple of a day, and then now 2 days. Remember last year they had about 4,000. They had over 4,000 for this one Education Day. So they said, you know what? Let's play two. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to have one today and one tomorrow. Kind of splits the crowd up a little bit, makes it a little bit more manageable for them, I think. But at the same time, it is a great day as these kids are walking in. And they're all going to have a good time watching baseball today. But, John, I'll tell you what, while it's Education Day and there's all the hype, not hype, but all the attention on the fact that it's a big crowd and it's for the kids and everything else, this team needs a win. They're 1-6, another tough start for the Silver Knights. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why in terms of the lineup. The lineup's fine. Starting pitching's fine. Let's see what happens when they get to the 5th or 6th inning, because their bullpen has been atrocious. And they need to be able to recover from that somehow and get that right. But it's taken them a while. They've lost 4 in a row. Started out losing 2 out of 3 here on the weekend. And it's just been unbelievable in terms of what could go wrong, has gone wrong. But you know what? They won this game a year ago, so let's see if they can do it again.
That's Tom King, who always does a great job of educating us on the latest with the Nashua Silver Knights, regardless of what game of the year that it is. As we have a 10:30 a.m. start, it'll be Jordan Thomas who's doing designated hitting duty in the leadoff spot for the Brockton ROX, facing the right-hander Will Perkowski, who throws strike one. Tom, what can you tell us about Will Perkowski?
Hold on. Can you hear me, John?
Yes.
Okay, I can barely hear myself. So Perkowski is, he's a two-way player. He can also hit. He's not hitting today, but he played at Goffstown High School. He's gone to Penn State, and he has been, he was good last year. I thought he was really good last year, and they're going to need him to be good again this year. He came on in relief to get his feet wet last week in a road game, and today is his first start.
Jordan Thomas is from Polk State, P-O-L-K, like the president, hoping to poke a single here. Instead, he strikes out on 4 pitches as Will Perkowski comes at him featuring all fastballs.
John, don't forget, the bullpens are so important in this league because the college coaches don't want their pitchers out there for 8, 9 innings, right? 7, 8, 9 innings. They don't want them throwing at that many pitches. So the starters usually only go 5, maybe into the 6th, maybe a 6th if they're really throwing fewer pitches. So the bullpens are critical in this league, and Nashua just hasn't been able to get theirs set yet. They have a couple more relievers coming, one of which is going to be probably their closer, but they won't be here until another week from now, probably.
Connor Burke alone saw those fastballs in the on-deck circle, so he came out swinging. And he's seen 2 straight strikes, fouled one off, took another, and it's 0-2 quickly on the Brockton ROX right fielder, Connor Vercolone out of St. Bonaventure College.
Boy, is this a...
Fisted to right side. It's going to be a tough play for Drew Loikaitis. Can't make it in time to get the speedy Vercolone, who's got the first hit of the game.
Yeah, just a little bloop off his bat, but it had enough force to make it to the short outfield. Playing him shaded the other way. It's a tough run for the second baseman. As you know, John, as you've played that position.
You could see it right off the bat. That was going to be tough. And not only you have the distance working against you, but the spin of the ball on the bounce.
And the speed of the batter.
Yeah, it was a infield hit all the way for Connor Vercolone.
And that's tough because he it was a good pitch by Burkowski, and he was ahead in the count.
Yeah, he jammed the hitter.
Yep.
Owen McCarron, the first baseman, one of 2 St. Anselm players in the starting lineup for the ROX.
And watch out because Brockton is second in the league in steals. They like to run.
As we keep an eye on the runner, there he goes on cue, Tom. The throw to second's not going to get him.
No.
A decent peg by Andrew Noon, but a great jump by Vercolone.
No doubt about it. He made it. They don't waste time. This Brockton team runs.
Yeah, he was dug in over there, and the foot right near where the semicircle's cut out at the edge, where you like to say that's the indicator whether a guy's going to maybe take off on you or not.
Right, that triangle, that point that comes out in the infield.
Mighty cut there on the 2-0 pitch, and McCarron came up empty. Brockton trying to strike first here in the top half of the first inning. Silver Knights, as Tom noted, 1-6 to start the season, struggling a bit, but they got Will Perkowski on the mound and hopeful here in the Education Day game on a beautiful day, a sunny Tuesday morning, June 4th, and a big swing and a miss. Again, McCarron count evens at 2-2.
They've had great weather for these the last couple of years. There's been a couple of years where it's been iffy, but this year and last year, wow. And that's a big strikeout.
The high heat. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Perkowski.
Well, he was Goffstown's ace a couple of years ago, actually last year. He was a high schooler last year, so he's older, stronger, probably has a little bit more on his pitch.
A lot of Nashua featured here today, Tom, right? We got Derek Finlay and River Hart in the starting lineup
and
for the
they've
Silver
combined
Knights.
to do a few good things. Hart's got a home run swing in this league. He's got 3 already.
That is impressive. River Hart, though, impressed the heck out of us in his high school career as well. That pitch is just off the plate, 1-0.
However, he is only hitting just over 200. And unfortunately for River, made a critical error in the outfield on Sunday. Overran a ball. He's never played left field at Holman Stadium.
That's got to be tough, Tom.
He's never played left.
He's a shortstop, right? Usually.
Well, no, he was an outfield.
He was? Center fielder?
Yeah, he was a center fielder at South because they had the shortstop that was there that was highly touted. So they moved him to center field, and he's been I think he's been an outfielder ever since.
Cleanup batter Sam Hill of UMass Amherst. Mighty hack at the 1-1, fouls it off a little bit late on the high fastball.
When you take a look at Hill, doesn't he look like a cleanup hitter?
He sure does.
Yeah, he's built and athletic.
The lower half, too.
Yep, solid as a rock.
Yeah, it looks like a running back.
Or I should say solid as a ROX.
Exactly. And he could probably easily reach that solid brick wall in left here at Historic Holman Stadium. Instead, he goes up in the air to right center. Tracking it is Ryan Caulfield, and he puts it away for out number 3. So 2 strikeouts and a flyout strands the Brockton runner. 4 batters up, 3 down, and we go to the bottom of the first with no score at Holman. We got the A team here, Tom. We got Tim O'Neill next to me manning this home plate camera. Michaela Savageau, Dylan Smith is here. Dan Young back in the studio. Pete Johnson, our executive producer, overseeing it all. And Bruce Hillsmeyer on audio on my right. The Nashua ETV crew A team.
And it's going to be a busy 48 hours for Nashua ETV, John,
sure
because we're doing the Exeter Bishop, not the Exeter, but the Portsmouth Bishop Girton final girls lacrosse championship game tonight at 6 o'clock at Exeter. And then tomorrow morning we're back here for another Education Day game. And then we're back at Holman tomorrow night for the surprising Nashua North Titans in the Division I semifinals against Pinkerton. And we'll also have a crew in Exeter for the Bishop Girton Exeter game. We're going to take you some feeds from Exeter as well. So we are going to be completely booked up on Nashua ETV.
I mean, you just described about 2 weeks worth of action that we're doing in 2 days.
Exactly.
And Tom, talk about that Nashua North team, the 13 seed in the semifinal.
Well, here's what's happened, John, pitching. You know, they've
3-1 wins,
they've
right?
gotten pitching. I mean, you hold 2 teams that are above you in the standings, a 4th seed and a 6th seed. You hold those teams to 2 runs in 16 innings.
Wow.
What does that tell you? That's pitching, right?
Yes.
Now in Keene, they took it. In Keene, all the North runs were scored on homers, including a 2-run homer in the top in the top of the 7th in that game. And that short porch in Keene, that right center field porch, they targeted it, and that's exactly what they did. They hit 2 of them out there. And then against Dover, they had a big pass ball, and 2 runners came home and scored. I think it was only 1 pass ball. I'm not sure it was 2. I wasn't at either one. Keene Sentinel covered for me on Thursday, and thanks to Seacoast Media for covering for me on Saturday.
Yeah.
But we'll be covering Wednesday night, and we'll see. I would imagine it's going to be Jonathan Medrano on the mound. Mr. Happy, they call him Happy. And
he'll be very happy if he beats the number 1 seed.
No kidding. And I don't know if Jackson Marshall's going to go for Pinkerton or not. I would imagine he might, but we'll see.
Jackson Marshall trying to go for a state basketball championship and a state baseball championship in the same season.
How about that, huh?
A once-in-a-generation athlete there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Derry. Leadoff batter for the Silver Knights is Tommy Ehlers. He fouls one back.
And this kid is worth talking about. He's a Salem kid out of Keene State. He plays a magnificent center field, and he's hitting over 400. He's hitting, I think, 480 to lead off, and he'll steal bases. He's stolen 10 already, and he's exactly what you want in a leadoff hitter. So all Kyle Jackson's got to do is just pencil this guy in. And this team has had a weird schedule, John, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So you don't have to rest as many guys.
Pitches off to the right. He's got a nice short to the ball, compact kind of swing. Can he hit it to left center, Tom? If you take a look, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he can spray it to everywhere. Look at that gap.
That is a gap, because not only is Gabe Pitts shading him the opposite way, but he's playing kind of shallow. Challenging Tommy Ehlers to hit it deep left center if he can. Instead, the upper outer corner getting mined here by the left-hander Dom Caparella, the starter.
Caparella's pitched one start, John, and he only gave up an unearned run, yet he's 0-1.
Not fair.
I know, huh?
He's got a 1-2 count here on the leadoff hitter for the Silver Knights, and he just got the cue end of the bat.
Yeah, Tommy Ehlers is chasing that outside pitch. So if I'm Caparella,
you just keep going with it, 1 and 2, right?
I don't know. I think I try to bust him up inside.
Oh, okay.
Handcuff him.
Yeah, that's there too. But I'm surprised he went after that one. That was a good 6 inches off the plate, maybe 6 inches high as well. The home plate umpire wants to have a convo here.
He wants more baseballs.
He wants more baseballs. That's what it is. Yeah. Tommy's been fouling him off, spoiling them here. Great crowd chanting, "We want to hit." The kids' voices rising up here, putting the pressure on their 400 hitter, Tommy Ehlers, with a 1-2 pitch on the way in the dirt. 2-2.
They went outside again. Ehlers is a smart hitter. He's not going to chase that. But I bust him up. I mean, he's in swing mode. So, you get him anything near the plate, he's gonna swing at it. You get him, jam him.
Fletcher Waterman is the catcher from Holy Cross. I don't know if he's calling him inside and Caparella's missing outside.
I don't know, but you don't want to walk.
Yeah, that was nowhere near the inside corner, Tom. I'm with you. He really should come over that inside and jam the hitter. He's on top of the plate. High above the zone. Might have been ball 4. It's a sky-high pop. Third baseman Eli Smith puts it away.
That's tough because Ehlers, if he runs the count to 3-2, he's pretty much a 70% chance to get on there.
Yeah. He just didn't want to let the umpire decide on that high strike or not, and he pops out to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game. Drew Loikaitis, the second baseman, getting his first look at Dom Caparella, the left-hander, today. That's a strike at the bottom of the zone. Caparella seems to set up on the third base side of the rubber, at least when he lets it go. His foot's over on that side. It's interesting. Some lefties, maybe if it's a left-handed batter, they'll set up on the first base side of the rubber.
Right.
Quickly 0-2. These pitchers have come out firing strikes here in this morning game.
This is the first. I talked about the schedule, right? We'll go over that in between innings. I'll tell you what it's been like for these guys.
That's outside. I saw that the Silver Knights are playing in 3 of these
that's
morning
part
games
of it.
this week.
It's 3 straight.
They're going
morning,
to Worcester, right, on Thursday?
Yes, 3 straight morning games.
Got to eat your Wheaties early. 2-2.
Or your Captain Crunch.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that, too. I saw a video on Captain Crunch last night. Social media. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Sawed off to the right and out of play.
I'll tell you what, John. For yesterday, it was the quietest day in sports.
Oh, it was.
After all the flurry of the weekend, locally and nationally, after all the flurry of the weekend, nobody was playing. No tournament games. No, the NBA Finals haven't started yet. The Stanley Cup Finals haven't started yet. And the Red Sox weren't playing. It was one of the quietest nights in sports of the year.
It really was. That said, I was immersed in college baseball myself. I love it. And, they had those games going on. But that was the only thing.
No, it was just really quiet. I was done posting the section at 6 o'clock.
Which means it's time for Kyrie quotes. That's all
There'll be plenty of those. Good Lord.
And that is going to be foul, but is it playable? Yes.
Yes.
Getting over there, Owen McCarron.
That is not an easy play to make. It wasn't that high where he had the time to run over and camp underneath it. He had to get it on the run.
Yeah.
So 2 weak pop-ups.
Yes.
For the Silver Knight bats.
Let's see what Andrew Noon can come up with here in the 3rd spot in the order, the catcher for the Silver Knights.
They out-hit Vermont 11-10 on Sunday and still lost the game because they issued a dozen walks and hit 3 batters. So
Caparella paints with that 2-seam fastball.
Strikes are imperative today.
Fires that high and away to Andrew Noon. Spells it just like the high noon, but with an E on the end. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and that misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Caparella's been staying away from the hitters for the most part. He might have jammed Ehlers that pop up to third, but just as I say that,
he does come inside. Right. Yep.
And he gets the strike out of it as Noon kind of got tied up. Two
Again,
balls
he's
and two
got
strikes.
that slow, fluid windup, right?
And then the live
And
arm.
then all of a sudden the live arm just hits you. You don't know where it's going.
Yeah,
He knows, you don't.
it is a classic form that he has going there. Dom Caparella. Count's gone full. Silver Knights want a base runner so this crowd can cheer even louder, and that's when fouls straight back.
That was one he missed.
Yes, that was a challenge pitch.
Yeah, it was. A 2-strike challenge pitch to 3-2.
See if they do it again. He had a pretty good hack at that. And the pitch. That's a
That's a
beautiful
base hit.
pitch, but an even better hit.
Foul. Just foul.
Just foul.
I thought it was going to land in fair, and then all of a sudden it took a little bit more of a curve.
That was right on the edge of the plate. Too close to take for Noon, and he put a nice swing on it.
Yeah, but you know what? You like to see that from the Silver Knight hitters, and I'm sure Kyle Jackson likes to see that. Going the other way. Awfully tough in today's home run crazy game to see hitters. The hitters don't usually try to do that. They don't go with the pitch.
That was an easy take for Noon, Tom. First walk of the game for either pitcher.
And here's your favorite player, John.
River Hart.
River Hart.
A home run threat every time he steps into the batter's box, especially at Holman Stadium.
You know, I talked to River, wrote about it before the season started, and it came out on Sunday. He talked about his UMass Lowell experience. He understood the situation at UMass Lowell, and he said he got the time. He was happy with it in terms of what he did with the time he got. And
Skies this one to shallow center. It's going to be fielded by the second baseman.
And that's just another pop-up. But, John, I'll tell you what. The guy just issued a walk. He went 3-2 on Allers to start the game. 3-2 on Noon, 2 batters later. Take a couple pitches. Wait him out a little bit.
River getting a little bit anxious, and the excitement of this big crowd is probably going to get to some of the hometown kids especially, but it is a base runner for each team and 4 batters, 3 outs for each team.
Tell you what,
in the first inning.
Did you hear the applause the mascot got when he ran around right in front of home plate before the game, about 10 minutes before the game?
Noble.
He's trying to get Noble. He's trying to get the kids riled up. He got them riled up earlier. Dizzy bat race, John.
Yes.
I'd be lost for the day after that with my emotion.
Forget it. We probably have to call for an ambulance for you.
No
And for
kidding.
me too. I just can't take the spins anymore.
I can't take it anymore. Isn't it amazing? We just at our age we just can't do it. The equilibrium just goes completely haywire.
It does.
It really does.
What is that about?
John Collins, I'm going to head down and get a couple of pictures, and then I'll be back up probably for at least by the 4th inning, maybe earlier.
Oh, hurry back, Tom King. The Tikipedia of Nashua area sports. For decades, Tom King will be very busy here on Nashua TV and for his newspaper duties for the next 2 days. So much action going on. The Bishop Girton girls lacrosse team getting it done in the semifinal victory over Bedford 14-11 to earn their way to the final. Tonight in Exeter, that's another piece of excitement you'll be seeing on Nashua ETV. So Fletcher Waterman getting his first at-bat of the game. Catcher at the 5 spot in the order, looks at a strike. Looked like kind of a bender there from Will Perkowski. Penn State right-hander. Open stance for Fletcher Waterman, and he kind of closes it as the pitch is on the way with the stride. Looks at ball 1. Outside. And the pitch. High in the air, first base side. This looks playable for Nate Kearney. Taking advantage of that Oakland A's Coliseum type of foul territory here at Holman Stadium. A lot of pop-ups so far. here in the early going of this early game. Well, hitting the ball straight up into the air, and all pop-ups have been caught so far. So Eli Smith from Monroe College, first pitch swinging. The Brockton ROX third baseman fouls that toward the bullpen of the ROX. They sit outside on the bench facing the game. Great seat for this one. There's no bad seat in the house here at Historic Holman Stadium. 0-2 quickly on Eli Smith. The pitch. Breaking ball hit high and deep to left. Hart's tracking it, and River makes the catch right on the edge of the warning track out there. Tell you what, Eli Smith gave that quite a ride. But it ends up in the glove of River Hart, who really didn't have to panic. He kind of cruised underneath that one and made the catch about 340 feet away and deep left field. So that brings up the third batter of the inning for the ROX. It's Ben Rose, the shortstop from St. Anselm. Looks at a bouncer in the dirt, away, 1 ball and no strikes. Will Perkowski with the 1-0 pitch, flings it right on the outside corner. Both pitchers exhibiting excellent command early in this ball game. Getting ahead in the count consistently is Perkowski. Grounded back to the pitcher, knocks it down, underhand flip for the third out of the inning, retires Ben Rose. Another impressive inning for Will Perkowski, and we go to the bottom of the second with no score here at Holman. Great celebration. I believe they said that was Jacob, number 27 for the Silver Knights, that had a legit win right there. That team actually stepped further away than any of the others. And he's going to the bullpen right now. How about some love for that win? That wasn't easy. Water balloon toss here at Historic Holman Stadium, Education Day game. They're going to do it again tomorrow morning. Saw a lot of these kids walking on their field trip from their local school to get here. No fancy charter buses. And enjoying their day so far here at the old ball yard. It would be nice, though, to see the home team score a run right here. Will Fosberg, the designated hitter, leading off for the Silver Knights, a left-handed batter, DH, looking to get on against the left-hander, Dom Caparella. Caparella is 6'4", 210 pounds. Great pitcher frame. He is a freshman at Mount St. Mary's. Went to high school in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. Beautiful country over there. Tim O'Neill, my main camera guy here. Is that pollen, you think? Yes. It starts everywhere. It is. It's coating cars, driveways. avenues. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The beauty of the season comes the curse of the pollen. The 2-2 pitch on the way from Caparella, and trying to meet him right out in front was Fosberg, but again, just a little bit late on that fastball at the top of the zone. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. No runs yet for either team as the home team, NSK, Nashua Silver Knights, bat here in the bottom of the second. High chopper to the second baseman. Good job at charging it with the underhand flip by Brian Downing for the first out of the inning. So there's a lot of people who probably were born after the year 2000 or so, maybe even 1990, who don't know the name Brian Downing. And when Tom King gets back here, I'm going to quiz him on this, but I'm sure he'll be all over it. Strike 1 called to Derek Finlay, the Nashua native shortstop, getting his first at-bat of the game. With strike 1. Right-handed hitting Derek, taking a hack there on the 0-1 pitch and fouling it back for strike 2. Brian Downing is now 73 years old. Wow. Retired professional baseball player for about 20 years, from 1973 to 1992, a catcher turned fielder. Strike 3. Impressive pitching performance by both starters continues, with Caparella striking out Finley for the second out of this inning.
Number 60, Ryan Caulfield.
Brian Downing, to my recollection, talking about the 5'10", 73-year-old former major leaguer, turned himself in from a weak hitter to a top of the lineup hitter. Season by season, he worked at it so hard. He had this wide open right-handed batter stance. You can look him up, but there's a fair ball inside the third base bag. It's going to be a long throw for Eli Smith and a good one for the third out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Dom Caparella and the Brockton ROX. As we move along to the third frame, it is the Brockton ROX 0 and the Nashua Silver Knights 0, with the ROX coming up to bat in the third inning when Nashua ETV's coverage of the Nashua Silver Knights 2024 season continues. One of 2 back-to-back Education Day games that have 10:30 starts. Tomorrow, the forecast looks equally nice. The Silver Knights are then scheduled to play an Education Day morning start in Worcester against the Bravehearts on Thursday. Many teams joining in on the Education Day theme this season. We have, let's see, today, June 4th, in Worcester, the Bravehearts are hosting the Road Warriors at 10:30. Their game's already underway there. Tomorrow, ROX and Silver Knights will do battle here again, same time, same bat channel. And at the same time tomorrow, the Bravehearts will be on the road against the Westfield, Massachusetts Starfires. Meantime, a half hour later, 11 a.m. start, the Norwich Sea Unicorns are hosting the Vermont Lake Monsters in an 11 a.m. contest on the 5th. That's tomorrow. And then, as you heard, the June 6th game, Bravehearts hosting the Silver Knights. Meanwhile, the Bees will be, New Britain Bees in Connecticut will be having a 10:35 a.m. game against the Starfires. So it's a education week in the FCBL, the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters are due up. This is Brian Downing, the second baseman for the Brockton ROX. And I tell you what, his stance is not that far different from the 73-year-old retired major leaguer Brian Downing. Maybe Downing had a little bit more exaggerated open stance and a little bit more of a crouch, but it's on the same track. 1-1 is the count to the Brockton ROX second baseman. This Brian Downing plays his ball for Merrimack College. The pitch swung on and missed. High heat at the top of the zone. The impressive starts by both of these teams' pitchers continues as Will Perkowski showing the heat. The 1-2 on the way. Doesn't waste it. Comes right after him down Broadway. And Downing just barely spoils it. So we'll do the 1-2 pitch again. That is off the plate. Good take by Brian that time. The Brockton ROX second baseman trying to get on board to lead off the inning. Something that neither team's been able to do yet, get a leadoff walk aboard, or strike. Strike three called. Perkowski painted that outside corner, froze the hitter, and Downing strikes out looking to begin the third inning for the ROX. Gabe Pitts out of Central Connecticut University. Is the center fielder and batting in the 9th spot in the order. Might have broken his bat on a slow grounder to Jeff Valdez at third, and he is able to get the ball across the diamond in plenty of time to get Pitts, who got a slow break, a late break out of the batter's box. Almost seemed surprised that that ball went fair. It kind of jammed him, and he might be checking whether he's got a crack in that bat when he gets back to the dugout. But 2 up and 2 down for the ROX in the top of the third inning. And back to the top of the order we go with the DH Jordan Thomas, who looks a pitch just below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes to the designated hitter, Jordan Thomas, out of Polk State. Looks at the ball 2 up and away. It had some tail on it. Thomas doesn't leave a lot of real estate between his back foot and the inside line of the left-handed batter's box. That's a strike on the outside corner. Well placed by Will Perkowski. 2 balls, 1 strike. You know it's an event in Nashua when Al St. Louis sings the national anthem, as he did before the beginning of this one. The Guinness record holder for anthems in a year. That one finds its way over to the concourse, and kids just figure out, hey, that one's loose. Although there might be a barrier over there right now. Noble's over there, and he gives the bad news that that's off limits today. Ground ball to the left side. Jeff Valdez up with it again and playing some fine third base over there. 2 outs in the inning by the third baseman, 3 outs total. 1 was a strikeout, and 1, 2, 3 in order go the Brockton ROX. They go down in the top of the third inning. So we are still scoreless here at Historic Holman Stadium. Oh, tug of war. So we got 3 players. 1, 2, 3. Oh, what's Noble doing? I guess he's trying to help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fans on the other side. Strong fans, too. Good for them. Back out to work in the bottom of the third inning, Dom Caparella from Mount St. Mary. Left-hander's been impressive, as has Will Perkowski. Which team or their defense or pitching will crack first? ROX did have a runner at second base. It was an infield hit by Connor Vercalone, and then he stole second but was stranded after a strikeout and a flyout back in the first inning. Silver Knights have had a runner at first base, but that's been it. Game's been dominated by pitching to this point. And to the plate for the Silver Knights, the 8-9-1 hitters are due up here in the third inning. Nate Kearney, the first baseman from Stonehill, looks at strike one over the inside corner. The 0-1 count, 0-2 count has been a constant here for Dom Caparella. Talented left-hander. Chin music there as Kearney's forced to do the limbo and bend back away from that one. Might have gave him a morning shave. The 1-1. That's at the top of the zone. It's fouled over our left shoulders. Off the facade of the luxury boxes here at Historic Holman Stadium. Always an option if you're thinking of what venue to use for a social gathering during the summer. Come to the ball yard, enjoy the great food and a perfect view of baseball action here at Holman for a lot less than you'd have to pony up at, say, a major league facility. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fisted back toward the pitcher on a few hops. Caparella's off the mound, does the 360 spin and throw to first accurately to Owen McCarron to retire the hustling Nate Kearney. 1 up, 1 down in the Silver Knights' third. Jeff Valdez, who's played excellent at third base so far for the Silver Knights in this one, getting his first at-bat. Right-handed hitting. Jeff Valdez with that open stance takes one above the letters for ball 1. Silver Knights looking for some base running activity here. It's a strike on the outside corner to Valdez. Up and away. The fielders haven't had a lot to do behind Dom Caparella, except catch pop-ups. Ground ball up the middle, slowly hit. The shortstop's going to come over, Ben Rose, and he's not able to come up with the bounding ball. It was a ball that was kind of hitting where there's a lot of runner activity between first and second. They're going to call that an error. So it is a base runner, but on an error. Each team has 1 apiece. That's a tough error when you're going to the opposite side of the second base bag on a dead sprint. Trying to get Valdez, who runs well. That's a line drive getting down fast to right field, but it's caught. How about that piece by Tommy Ehlers? You're a right-handed batter. You're expecting that one to land fair and not get caught, but perfect positioning by Connor Vercalone. So Ehlers up there for the second time. He had popped up to the third baseman. He goes the other way that time, and the slicing line drive right into the glove of Owen McCarron, who was playing Ehlers like a lefty pull hitter. Fouled off to the right over our right shoulders. Drew Loikaitis popped out to the first baseman his first time up. Very conservative lead over at first base by Jeff Valdez. He doesn't trust left-handed pitchers probably. You know, it's hard to read whether they're going home or going to the plate. And almost an identical foul there off of the bat at Loikaitis. Two outs, base runner aboard for the Silver Knights. This is a situation, if you do get the steal sign from your coach, Valdez, Jeff at first base is just going to guess and hope he's not going to first. There's a sloppily hit ground ball to the second baseman. Up with it quickly, safe at first. Beating out the play was Loikaitis, and maybe just taking a little bit too long was Brian Downing, the second baseman. That is one where you actually can't come up and camp out and wait for the ball to get to you. That is one with a batter that has any decent speed. You actually have to charge it fully all the way and throw on the run in order to get him. Not an easy play to make. That is an infield hit for Drew Loikaitis. So first and second for the Silver Knights. And the batter with 2 outs is Andrew Noon. Had a good at bat his first time up. He drew a walk. And he's ahead in the count again here, 1-0. The Silver Knights catcher. This is the first time either team's had 2 base runners aboard at the same time. Here in the bottom of the third inning, the Silver Knights have first and second, but with 2 out. Again, back to that line drive out by Tommy Ehlers. What a big out that was for the Brockton ROX. That could have easily been a triple for Ehlers if it gets down into the corner and the warning track out there with his speed. That's up and away, so it's 3 balls and no strikes to Noon. Dangerous hitter for the Silver Knights. He kind of took a peek at Kyle Jackson down there, and Jackson's not looking at him. You know, if you want the green light, I guess you got to do it on your own. The 3-0 pitch is on the way from Dom Caparella. Long check of the runner. He's going to try the pickoff, and he throws it into center field. Good backup by Gabe Pitts. No thought about trying to get to third with 2 outs by Jeff Valdez, and that's a good decision because with the slugger at the plate, risking it at third doesn't really do you any favors. Risking the third out, that is, with a chance this batter to drive in a run and a 3-0 count. That's ball 4. That's high. A 4-pitch walk. Andrew Noon's had 2 walks in the game. Officially 0 for 0, but aboard twice. That infield hit by Drew Loikaitis, by the way, slow hit ground ball to the second baseman. That was the first hit of the game for the Silver Knights. And officially, the ROX don't have one yet. That's a high fastball up and away to River Hart, who popped up on the first pitch that he saw in his previous at bat. A 1-0 count. Bases jammed for River Hart, the Nashua native. The pitch. That's up and away. No chance to swing there. 2 balls, no strikes. Caparella's got to come to the dangerous cleanup hitter right here, number 33. Of course, Larry Bird comes to mind whenever you see 33 in the Boston area, but in baseball, Jose Canseco comes to mind, number 33. Big Canseco-like cut, and there's a throw down to third base, and scrambling back is Valdez, and that would be a huge no-no to get picked off with bases loaded with your cleanup hitter up. Although I'm sure Jeff wants to score if there's a wild pitch. Always tough to do here at Holman. You got to be wary of that pitch back bounce. Very high foul to the right, out of play. Good hack there by River, trying to dig that fastball out of the lower half of the zone, maybe go the other way with it. He has a giant gap in left center because mainly Gabe Pitts, the center fielder, is kind of cheating in. And River Hart, as we've seen from his high school days, could easily hit the ball to the track or over the wall to dead center. Pitch. Big swing and a miss, strikeout. And Caparella with a clutch pitch there. Might have taken something off a breaking ball. And the Silver Knights leave them loaded as we go to the 4th inning, and still a scoreless game. Sun-splashed Holman Stadium, a June 4 of 2024. Lots of exciting high school sports action coming your way on Nashua TV tonight in Exeter. The Bishop Girton girls lacrosse team will go for a championship. The boys go the next night. We have triple header baseball here tomorrow at home, and the grounds crew is going to be especially busy for the second Education Day game, 10:30 start tomorrow, and then the Cinderella story, the Nashua North Titans baseball team, a 13 seed to begin that boys Division I tournament there. 13th seeded in New Hampshire, are playing in the semifinal against the #1 ranked Pinkerton Astros. That's a 7 p.m. game. That would be a great take if you're in the area and you want to see more baseball. Silver Knights in the morning, Nashua Titans at night. Kick off summer in a big way here at Holman.
Leading up for the Rocks from St. Bonaventure University, the right fielder, #1,
Connor Vercalone is the right fielder today for the Rocks. And he singled and stole a base his first time up. It was an infield hit, kind of a spinner in the hole between first and second. First pitch swinging, golfs one to center. It's a blooper. It's fading, but reading it perfectly and cruising in to make the catch was Tommy Ehlers. So 1 up, 1 pitch, and 1 down in the Brockton ROX fourth, as the ROX are still in search of their first hit. And the pitch to the 3-hitter, Owen McCarron, first baseman from St. Anselm, struck out his first time up. He gets his second look at Will Perkowski with a quality start here so far for the Silver Knights. Blazes a fastball in the upper outer, and it's 1-1. Both pitchers seem to be so well coached in their mechanics. Their deliveries are excellent. Not putting any undue strain on the arm, it looks like, especially Will Perkowski's delivery. It's that classic leg kick going. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Took something off there. It just faded outside. Great take by Owen McCarron not to chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McCarron. Choking up on the bat a good 1.5 inches at least. Swung on and missed. He could not make contact with that fastball over the outer edge from Perkowski. Will has 4 strikeouts so far. Out of the 11 outs that have been recorded, 4 of them have been by way of the K. Here's Sam Hill, the UMass Amherst, I want to say linebacker. If he plays football or not, looks like he could. Left fielder looks at strike 1. Perkowski just pouring strikes in there. Has not yet walked anybody. Oh, I got to go back. I call that ROX base runner back in the first inning a hit, because I'm surprised they gave an error to the second baseman on that, but they did. So they gave it to Drew Loikaitis, and that's how they said Vercalone reached base, by an error. So that's off the back of the hitter, and didn't seem to faze Sam Hill at all. Glancing blow, and he goes down to first base with the game's first hit batsman. Hit by pitch, Sam Hill at first base. Fletcher Waterman will get a chance here with 2 outs and a man aboard. Catcher out of Holy Cross, also powerfully built from the lower half especially. He stands in there in the right-handed batter's box, looks at a strike. Perkowski, unfazed, hits the batter in the back, and then paints again over the outside corner. That one is low. That's a strike call at the knees, excuse me. It looked kind of low. The dust I saw come up was because Andrew Noon was in the process of firing it down behind the runner to first base, trying for the pickoff to end the inning. Meanwhile, it's 0-2. Noon did a good job of waiting at least till the umpire got a good look at that strike call. And not wasting any bullets, Perkowski comes right after Fletcher Waterman with that 0-2 fastball. And Fletcher does a good job to spoil it, stay alive for another pitch. Let's see if Perkowski bothers to go away. Oh, there's a runner with a running jump, and that's going to be an easy stolen base. Sam Hill was kind of gambling there that Perkowski was so focused on his next pitch that he kind of forgot the runner over there at first base a little bit, and Hill had the busy feet going, and he took off a fraction before Perkowski let that go. So great jump, stolen base. 2-2 is the count now on Fletcher Waterman. Runner in scoring position for the Rocks in a scoreless game. Runs at a premium so far here with these great performances by the two starting pitchers. Ground ball, right side, up with it. Loikowski in time, and that will strand the runner at second again. Perkowski impressive. A scoreless 4 innings for Will Perkowski. Hitless as well. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, the Silver Knights coming to bat with a chance to score this game's first run on Education Day here at Holman.
Service the southern New Hampshire community, because sometimes when we let ourselves wander, we find ourselves again. Wanderlust Therapeutic Spaces, 400 Amherst Street, Nashua.
We're getting some great crowd shots today, as we usually do here in the Education Day game. Michaela Savaggio, our camera person, down on top of the dugout. Dylan Smith was there earlier, and kids' smiling faces filling up our Nashua ETV monitors just like we like it. And more of the same tomorrow. Kyle Jackson back for another season at the helm of the Nashua Silver Knights, the Litchfield, New Hampshire native and former Red Sox professional baseball pitcher. Had himself a minor league run that I got on and witness. He played in the Arizona Fall League. He played for the Portland Sea Dogs and I believe the Pawtucket Red Sox as well. Drafted out of Alvern High School back when Litchfield and Alvern were, Litchfield kids and went to Alvern. Before Campbell High School existed, Kyle Jackson went to Alvern and helped them get deep in the state playoffs. The ace of the staff. His junior and senior seasons. Litchfield's produced so many great ball players. They have won their share of division titles. That's on the inside corner. Picking up where he left off is Dom Caparella, the lefty from Mount St. Mary. Almost nothing but strikes from him today. He has a couple of walks to the same batter. Walked Andrew Noon a couple of times. Everybody else is getting a steady diet of strikes. 0-2 is the count on Will Fosberg, the Silver Knights DH today. Bender middle, strike 3. That just froze the left-handed hitting Fosberg. And Dom Caparella's looking like Danny Jackson, the former Cy Young Award winner for the Kansas City Royals right now, the lefty. I mean, The delivery looks the same, and the results so far in this one look the same. A lot of strikeouts. A lot of strikes. A lot of outs. Derek Finlay, the Silver Knights shortstop, swung through what looked like a changeup, and another 0-2 count on a Silver Knights hitter. Pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Caparella just coming after these batters. Threatening to strike out the side is Caparella. He has 4 strikeouts, but he didn't have one in the first inning, so. And hit batsman there. So good way to jinx a pitcher is to talk about how many people he's striking out and what great control he has, and next thing you know, hit batsman. So Caulfield is aboard, a 2-out runner for the Silver Knights. Let's see if he tries his luck. I think he's going to throw to first, and Ryan read that well, got back easily. Nate Kearney, left-handed hitting first baseman out of Stonehill University. Strike called over the outside corner. I played high school ball with a super talented center fielder by the name of Joe Kelly. They retired his number at Stonehill University. He had such a great career there. Also a great career, I think it was either the Park League or the Inner City League, where they might have retired his number there as well. Played into his early 20s. There was a guy that maybe didn't get drafted because he played for a lesser known college in Stonehill, and I think Joe Kelly had all the tools. There's a line drive to right center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Well stroked by Nate Kearney. And all the way over to third base goes Caulfield. So some 2-out magic perhaps here for the Silver Knights as they look to plate the game's first run perhaps. Jeff Valdez will step in.
Look at this, John Collins. I leave the field, and all of a sudden there's a rally here.
Yeah. They've been in short supply, Thomas. The first base runner the Silver Knights have had at third.
No, it's not.
No?
No, they bases loaded last inning.
Oh, bases loaded, yes.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, River Hart unfortunately got
right
struck out there in that big situation.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Now my mic level's good.
First
All right.
and third with 2 outs. So let's see if they can capitalize on this inning. It's going to be up to Jeff Valdez, who reached on an error by the shortstop.
Squeeze.
2-out squeeze?
Sure.
Wow, that's bold.
See if they do it.
You know what? Who would be surprised
who's
by
gonna,
that? Would be Eli Smith, the third baseman. He's not thinking it.
Not at all.
No.
Boy, I'd do it. You're struggling to score runs
there,
in
Tom.
this game.
It's there.
It is there. I'd do it.
Use that angle from the left-handed pitcher.
Probably not going to happen, though. And
high fly, center field. Pitts is playing shallow. He was actually perfectly positioned
center
for
field's
that.
right there, and the second baseman had all that for naught as he hits the ground chasing that ball.
Yeah. Pitts was almost standing underneath it. He's been playing a daring center field and paid off right there.
Right, exactly.
So that is the third out of the inning.
So
the Silver Knights threaten but do not score.
5 men left on base in the last 2 innings for Nashua. And again, 2 out, the clutch hit not there.
Yeah. That was a nice hit by Nate Kearney, but otherwise, Dom Caparella just dominant, Tom.
I don't know if I'd say dominant, Johnny. He loaded the bases last inning, the previous inning.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
So I don't say if he's dominant. The pitch to River Hart, a good pitch down, and Hart was anxious. Hart saw the ball, and it was a splitter, and it split down. And a lot of hitters are going to swing at that, and that's what River did. So, but that's the opportunity. You get your cleanup hitter out with the bases loaded and 2 outs. You've got to come through there. If you're 1 and 6, you need to get those kinds of hits.
Yeah.
Because Brakowski's really he's been pretty dominant.
But as you called it, Tom, Brakowski's out of the game now. As we go to the fifth inning. They have gone to another pitcher. We're going to get the name in a second. Number 17. All right, is it 47?
47.
47. Well, we'll see him on the scoreboard, I'm told. I ducked over to ask.
Now pitching for the Silver Knights from Colby College, number 47, Tom Ryu.
Say Kyle Ryu?
Yep. Kyle. No, they say Tom Ryu on the.
From Colby College, it is Tom Ryu.
It is Tom Ryu. Yep.
From my alma mater. They had a great season this year, Colby did.
Did
they? Went deep, yeah, in the playoffs. Set records, school records so far. How many wins they had?
Are you here tomorrow morning, John Collins?
Yes.
It is going to be a loud crowd because it is going to be
even larger?
About another 1,000.
Wow. Silver Knights getting it done. Here's a question I wanted to ask you, Tom. As Tom Ryu works to the leadoff batter here in the fifth inning in a scoreless game. The Silver Knights, the Education Day game, did they start something league-wide with
no,
this?
This isn't.
Or
this
they
isn't.
joined in it?
John, well, because I've covered so much minor league ball over the years and everything else, this is a staple in minor league baseball and summer collegiate baseball if they start this early. It's a staple. It is, camp day, Education Day, anything to get large groups of kids out to the ballpark, and it's been something that's been around for a while.
I get it.
Yep. And it's a great selling tool. Start selling in January. I mean, you're going to have it. You get your schedule in time and everything else. You're able to sell it, and off you go, right? You get to work the phones, you call the schools, and you've got to take your time with the schools. And any group, any company group, you've got to take your time with because it's got to go through all the channels, and the red tape and everything else. But it is a ready-made sell for everybody.
Tom Ryu with an impressive first batter there. He struck out Eli Smith, and he is threatening to strike out Ben Rose on 3 pitches as well, featuring a good fastball and a sharp breaking ball. The 0-2. And he may have gone. They're going to check on that? No. In the dirt.
Did you get a slight piece of that? I don't know.
Maybe he did. 1-2 is the count on the Brockton ROX shortstop, Ben Rose, out of St. Anselm. And a beautiful day here at Holman Stadium. The kind of maybe in the slider that got away there from Rio up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Will Perkowski started. He was excellent. Tom, they called on that that spinner in the first inning that was hit by Connor Vercalone. I thought it was a base hit. I think you may have thought it was a base hit too. They called it an error.
Well,
So if you look up at the hits for Brockton.
Yeah, they don't have any.
I mean, that was a tough play, right? I'm sure Will Perkowski appreciated this.
We'll talk to Shai in between. Shai is the official scorer. We'll talk to him.
Yeah. It's a factor right now.
Right.
Swung on and missed. Tom Ryu has come into the game in relief, struck out the first 2 batters he's faced. Now I have a question, Tom. Brian Downing is the batter, the second baseman for the Brockton ROX.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Brian Downing.
Yeah, the big burly DH catcher played in the American League back in the 70s and 80s.
Yes.
Yep. Played with the Angels. I think he was with the Angels predominantly.
It says 73 to 92, so he was like into the 90s he played. He was a longevity guy.
Yep.
Ground ball left side. Going to be a tough play for Finlay. Shows off that arm, though.
And a famous line by George Steinbrenner when Downing was hitting, and of course the Thurman Munson had passed on, and this was in the 1980-81 or whatever. Where's my checkbook? Talking about Brian Downing.
Oh.
I believe he got fined for that.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yep.
Tampering fine?
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Good recall on that one.
So we are 4.5 here at Holman Stadium, historic Holman Stadium, and 4.5 innings are history, and there is no score between the Rocks and the Silver Knights. But once you go to the bullpens in the FCBL, the game changes, and Brockton will not go to theirs just yet.
Yeah, I think you posed the question and you answered it at the start of this broadcast, Tom, talking about the 1-6 start for the Silver Knights and one of the reasons why bullpen trouble.
Yeah, well, that was,
right?
it was totally opposite. That was a great job right there by by Rio out of the bullpen.
Totally
so
opposite.
that was perfect.
More of that, right? More of that, please. Yeah, Brian Downing wore number 5 for the Angels. And he had this wide open stance. I remember him as kind of being a weak hitter to start, and then he worked his way into like the top of the order guy. Like every offseason he seemed to improve. So a left-handed pitcher, Dom Caparella out of Mount St. Mary, has reminded me a little bit of the Danny Jackson delivery so far today. The way he delivers the ball.
Leading off for the Silver Knights from Keene State College, the center fielder number 16, Tommy Allers.
Tommy Allers, who's Tom's pick for the player of the season so far, the early season for the Silver Knights. Had a line drive to right field, Tom. It was unbelievable. There was a player, and he pops the first pitch up, and it's going to be playable for Owen McCarron.
Right.
And he just barely snags it. Frustrating at bat for Ehlers. So last time up, he hit a tailing line drive inside the right field line, and Connor Verkelone was playing him right there like a lefty pull hitter. That was a huge play because they had some base runners after that. That might have been a triple if it got down. Instead, it's the line out. So here's Drew Loikaitis. He got credited with an infield hit his last time up. Two hits for the Silver Knights, none yet for the Rocks. Off the plate outside, it's 2 balls and no strikes. That's on the outside corner at the knees. Loikaitis kind of grimaced about how good a pitch that was. Thought it was off the plate again. So instead of 3-0, we have 2-1 from Dom Caparella. High pop, right side in the air. This time, Brian Downing, the second baseman, will field it. 2 up, 2 pops, and 2 down here in the Silver Knights' 5th. Andrew Noon trying to keep the inning alive for River Hart. Noon has officially gone 0 for 0 with a pair of walks. Caparella seemingly finding the strike zone easily with everybody else but Andrew.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
He's 1-0 on Noon already.
Yeah, 1-0.
That's why if you're Noon, keep the bat on the shoulders right here.
That
See?
isn't even close.
No.
2-0. Let's see. I mean, what kind of a cookie would it have to be to swing here at 2-0? That's up and away. Easy take. 3-0 to Andrew Noon. And that one.
Right down the pipe.
Ooh, yeah.
You got to take it, though. You got to take it.
Looked a little low, but.
Yeah.
3-1 is the count to the Silver Knights catcher. 2 outs trying to get on base.
And there it is.
Ball 4.
Yep. 3 walks.
3 walks.
Haven't seen that in a while.
No.
I mean, no offense to Noon, but we're not talking about Aaron Judge here, right? You know, I mean, it's he's a number 3 hitter. He's a good hitter, but you're not in fear. So I don't know what it is. You know,
Yeah.
first of all, he's got a good eye, but second of all, you know, not chasing any of those pitches. But those balls weren't, you know, two of them weren't even close.
Right. Even though line drive left center field is going to get
That's
down
gonna
for a
be a
hit.
gapper.
Riverheart drives it to the
That's
gap.
going to be a gapper. He's going to come around and score.
He is going to score. Riverheart, first pitch swinging earlier, popped up. This time, the game's first extra base hit, RBI, and run.
And there it is. Riverheart, you know he had to be disappointed with his previous 2 at-bats, leaving runners on. Not that time. A double up the gap. You saw that gap a while ago, and it's been there most of the game for the right-handed hitters.
Yeah.
And he took advantage of it, and the Knights are on the board at 1-0. You hear these kids go nuts. A lot of them are. I don't know if they're watching the game or not.
Maybe they're looking at popcorn and
the food. Yeah, exactly.
just enjoying their company of their classmates out here in the sunshine instead of being cooped up in the classroom.
Oh, good Lord. I know it, huh?
Yeah, that was a big hit, though, with 2 outs by Riverheart.
That is a big hit. And now you've got Fosberg, who's a DH.
See how many innings that Tom Ryu will pitch, but certainly he was impressive.
Well, there's, you know, I don't know. I wasn't looking when he was on the mound. I don't think there was anyone else down there throwing, so that means he's coming back out.
Yeah, I think so. So the next batter is Will Fosberg, who is grounded out and struck out, trying to keep the rally going. Riverheart's in scoring position out there after his RBI double. Curveball stays. Oh, it grazed his uniform.
Ooh, how about
right
that?
Right on the back
Wow.
shoulder of the uniform. Painless hit by pitch for Will Fosberg as he goes to first with 2 out. First and second for the Silver Knights. That'll bring up Derek Finlay. Struck out twice. Looking for contact here.
Derek Finlay, redshirted at Albany this year. Didn't like that. Because he's just, if you know him, he's just such a competitor and just lives to play the game. Saw an outstanding regional tournament by him.
Yeah.
Last
Basketball
August.
too, right?
Last August. Well, basketball is kind of his third sport. Football, baseball, but baseball is his number 1. So lives to play the game of baseball, and said to me, sat down with him in the dugout last July at Bishop Girton's Elliott Field, talking to him to do a feature on him prior to the start of the state tournament last year and state Legion tournament. And I said, what do you want to do next year after, you know, your freshman year? Do you want to play, you know, you're going to play Legion again, or are you going to play, what are you going to want to do? He says, I want to be a Silver Knight.
And he is.
Yep.
Dream realized.
He
in that
didn't
regard.
waver. He didn't say, well, you know, we'll see, blah, 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 blah. Get your arm out, John. Maybe you can catch a hot dog. They're throwing him right, they're throwing him right below us. But he didn't waver. He said, I want to be a Silver Knight.
The 1-2 outside.
And when I talked to Hart, when I talked to Finley and a couple of the other locals, they said we all wanted to come here. We watched these games as a kid. That's how, I mean, this is the longest running franchise of any that's been at Holman Stadium since 2011. So a lot of the players that are local that are on this team watch these guys play. So, you know, that's...
In this uniform.
Yeah, I mean, that's fairly amazing as Finley works the count to 3-2 with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. A run home for the Silver Knights, 1-0 score.
Yeah, he was down 0-2, I believe. Now it's 3-2. The runners will be moving with the pitch.
Yeah,
Don Caparella.
He's going to get a splitter or a fastball. Let's see. He gets a fastball high, and we got the bases juiced.
It was close.
It was. A little up. He's got a good eye. Finley's got a good eye.
Bases loaded for Ryan Caulfield. There is a right-hander working in the bullpen for the Rocks, should the manager choose to go to him. It's like a discussion to buy some time.
Yeah, that's basically when you see the manager kind of kicking the dirt off the rubber and everything else.
Time getting there.
And if you look down, the reliever is waiting for the call. to see. He's waiting. He's waiting. They're waiting to see. They're waiting to see because your starter is trying to talk his way into staying in the game.
Yeah.
He said, geez, I only gave him 1 run the last time. I've only got 1 run on the board now. Come on. It doesn't look like they're taking him out because you're not buying time for anything, right? Because the reliever's already ready, right? So why is he why is this taking so long?
Yeah, the home plate umpire is asking that very question.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean,
you know what, Tom? I think he might be giving him some grief about that last pitch.
Yep. Maybe that's why.
Which you're not supposed to do, right?
Oh, you're talking
now
about,
he's calling for him.
Now he's calling for him. You're talking about a manager who was suspended a year ago for a couple of games for
Joe Rogan?
Yeah, for getting involved with the for beefing with the umps. I think it was it bumped him. I'm pretty sure. I've got to remember all the details, so I don't want to be talking.
Right.
No pun intended, talking out of school here on Education Day.
Joe Rogan, not Rogan. Sorry.
Yeah. And Steve Larkin was an assistant coach last year here. He was the first base coach, the former National Pride player and brother of older brother of, I think he's older or younger, of Barry Larkin. So I don't know if Steve's still on the staff. I haven't checked. So, and that's it for the starter.
Yeah, Caparella getting congratulated by his teammates on a nice outing. 1 run on 3 hits.
John, there are some kids above me in the luxury suites. These kids have luxury suites.
Are they the valedictorians of their class? I mean, how they earn their way up there?
They look a little too young to be valedictorians, salutatorians, or any Orions.
Spelling bee champion?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But there were a bunch up there. So some school.
I don't know if
some school got a little bit of good treatment.
Is Dylan Smith focusing on above your head right now? I mean, getting some of those kids. That's the thing about
they're up there.
Education Day game, Tom. The smiling faces, all these kids. We're getting some great shots here in Nashua TV, some crowd shots. That's what it's all about. Enjoying day baseball here at Historic Holman Stadium.
Talking to the owner, John Creedon Jr., and on my way down towards the first base side earlier, and I said, this is one of the toughest days for your staff. I said, because you got so much you got to deal with, concessions and everything else. He said, well, wait till tomorrow. He said, there's twice the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to have a.
I mean, that's impressive. This is a crowd that you probably take every night.
I believe tomorrow is centered on the national schools, but I'm not sure. I mean, they went to a lot of. I mean, you don't have to center. You can go all over. You can go out of state.
Yeah.
Schools that are just over the border. I mean, they've got a few from there, and Pepperell, all those areas. So.
I know if I'm in class,
they're right there, John. They're all there. There's school buildings full of kids.
Yeah.
All around the general area.
It's like raise your hand. Who wants to go to the ball game today instead of being in class?
It's right there for them, and they're taking advantage of it. You know? Cam Cook, the general manager, has done a fantastic job with the business of baseball.
Ryan Caulfield with a golden opportunity here with 2 outs. Bases jammed. First pitch swing, strike 1.
Against a reliever, I take, right?
Yeah.
See what he's got.
Although that was a strike all the way.
It was down in the dirt a little bit. It sank. So let's see.
And that one is low and in.
Yeah, from my angle, I couldn't tell because I'm just off to the right side.
1 ball, 1 strike, a 1-0 game. Ryan Caulfield with a chance to break it open a bit. Takes strike 2, outside corner.
Against a reliever, you want to get ahead in the count. He's probably not completely ready. He was warmed up, but still.
That strike 3 call, the
right
paint
down
on the outside corner.
You cannot take a pitch like that if it's. Caulfield does that. He does complain to the umpires a lot. And if I'm Ryan Caulfield, I adjust a little bit. You're 2 strikes down with the bases loaded. Be defensive. A foul ball isn't going to kill you, right? You've got to take that mentality. If it's anywhere close, swing the bat, foul it off. And look at this.
Apologize, I ducked out to find out the name of that reliever, J.T. Gunzy of Roger Williams.
Yeah, well, Gunzy had the Gunsies, so
he sure did. And you know what, Tom? I don't think that Caulfield had any argument there. That would look like a good
No,
pitch.
he had no argument. But you know what, John? Again, the pitch was too close to take.
Absolutely.
You got to foul those pitches off.
Yeah, you do.
And he's arguing it. And I've seen him do it before.
Not
and
helping you.
you know, I told you the John Fagula story, right?
Tell me again.
JV coach at Nashua High School, John Fagula, was the JV baseball coach. A lot of people don't know that. Tim Neverett is at the plate, playing JV ball. I think he was the second baseman. I'm not sure where he was playing.
Tim Neverett.
Tim Neverett. All right, this is way back. All right, takes a called 3rd strike. All right, comes back to the dugout, gets his glove, starts running out on the field. Fagula goes, where do you think you're going? And he says, well, I'm going to have to play my position coach. He says, no, you're not. You take a called 3rd strike on my team, you're sitting down. Now, nobody's going to sit Caulfield down. I'm not saying that, but that's the importance of it, right?
Yeah. Dave Coleman, my high school coach.
Yeah.
A lap around Cleveland Circle.
Good.
You know, that was about a mile.
Good.
Have you ever seen Cleveland Circle baseball field?
No, I haven't.
It is a mile.
Good. Good. I hope you took a lot of them.
I took one.
Yeah, you look like this guy who swings.
But you know what? I still see that pitch to this day because it ended the game.
But it's a 1-0 game, and you've got 2.
It was still high. It was a ball, by the way.
You've got 2. That's what I'm sure it was. That's what
short kid.
Right.
It's at my shoulders. Catcher caught it at his face mask, but it went by my shoulder.
You've got a 1-0 game, and you've had the bases loaded twice, and both hitters have struck out.
Yeah.
Not
Big
good.
opportunities missed there. Tom Ryu trying to get another 1-2-3 inning. Shortstop, tough play.
Safe.
Oh, I think he had him, but it's going to be safe as the call. You're right.
I didn't think so.
That'd be a great one to see again.
I'd like to see it again. Yeah, sure.
I mean, the stretch.
Yeah. And I guarantee.
Stretch by Nate Kearney was excellent.
I guarantee you, we're talking about number 8 in the order.
Yeah.
Or no, we're not. Hold on a second. Let me just
Gabe
check.
Pitts the center fielder speed.
Yeah, we're talking about number 9.
Yeah,
so,
but he had great speed down that line.
Right.
And you can see he's in center field.
He's going. Okay? It's just a matter of what pitch he's going on.
Yeah, no, he missed that one. I don't know if that was a bluff to bunt or what, but the ROX are determined to get this tie run around by a bunt, by a steal. Pitts is definitely angling as if he's about to go. Not this time. Rounded to the right side. So there's 1 strike. I think he's going on this pitch, Tom.
I do too.
Yeah. And
let's see the lead.
Yeah. Let's see, Andrew Noon probably.
It's not that big of a lead.
No, he's trying to not get a throw over.
There he is. There he goes.
And the throw is out at second.
Whoa!
Got him on the shoulder. And Gabe Pitts wants a replay there, but he's not going to get it in the FCBL. Whatever the umps call
Great
is what
tag by
goes.
Derek Finley.
Excellent tag, Tom. Right on the shoulder. Kind of did a Javi Baez type of thing as on the flyby. And gets the call. What a throw by Noon. Not an ideal pitch to throw out a base stealer. It looked like it was in the dirt. Looked like a breaking ball in the dirt. And somehow dug it out and made the throw. And I think what cost him, Tom, you indicated, not big enough of a lead.
No, he didn't take a big lead. You're right.
And in the end, that cost him, that fraction. So big caught stealing there for the Silver Knights in a 1-0 game. By the way, that was the first hit of the game for the Rocks. That infield
Takes the pressure off of
strike
Shy.
3.
Takes the pressure off of Shy, right? The our official score.
Tough game so far for the leadoff hitter, Jordan Thomas. The Rocks DH has struck out twice and grounded out 0 for 3. So 2 outs now in the inning. And Connor Vercalone, 1 for 2 with an infield hit, stolen base, and a flyout. Getting his first look at Colby right-hander Tom Ryu. St. Bonaventure, Connor Vercalone, bunting foul. Trying to bunt for a hit there. Jeff Valdez was playing even with the base, certainly wasn't cheating up for a bunt. So had Vercalone got that ball down, it would have been really tough to throw him out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valdez is going right back to where he was, like daring him to do it again. Looks like. Back, Tom, with 1 strike on the batter. I mean, just basically daring him to try to bunt again. The 2-1. Ripped, just foul. And the third base coach thought it went over the bag. That was really close.
Yep.
Good-natured discussion there from the third base coach and the manager. Joe Logan and
yep.
Umpire. Fouled by a fraction. The 2-2 pitch outside, 3-2 to the 2-hitter in the order for the Rocks, trying to get aboard with 2 out. Nobody on.
Nobody on. No reason to throw a ball here. Throw a strike, and he does, and he gets him, and that's the inning.
Rhea with that good fastball.
Boy,
impressive 2 innings.
You'd hate to see him come out, right?
Yes, sir. His pitches have been kind of economical, his pitch count, I mean. It's got to be fairly low.
So, John, I got a good story to tell you about Love Is Gone, right?
Tell me.
So, when they're doing this now. So, it was the first day of workouts. May 22nd, I believe it was. Yeah, 2 days before the opener. It was the first day the team was here, the whole bit. So they're all working out. They're all batting practice, you know, the whole bit, throwing, everything. So Kyle Jackson said, okay, we're just about, all right, we're ready to, you know, you had him in a meeting, ready to go. And he goes, oh, wait a minute. Love Is Gone. They had to practice it.
Love it.
Because they didn't, the new players, a lot of new players, they didn't know, right?
Is that a memo from the front office?
Don't
leave practice until you practice.
So what happened was they didn't know what was going on. So what happened was they had to, you know, there was somebody up here and they had to play the music because they had music going during BP. And then they had to have the players who were back from last year show them and do it, right?
Yeah.
And then the whole squad did it. It was fabulous. It was a riot.
Talking about education days being a staple. That's a staple for the Nashua Pride.
From Stonehill College, the first baseman, number 14.
Love Is Gone day. It's getting late early here at Holman. 1-0 game. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Nate Kearney, the first baseman out of Stonehill. Telling the story earlier, Tom, of my high school baseball teammate, all-star Joe Kelly, our center fielder. They retired his number at Stonehill. Ripped to right field.
Caught.
And caught. Right on a line.
It's the third one out there, I think, that's been hit like that.
Yeah. Connor Vercalone was perfectly positioned.
So what about Joe Kelly? They retired his
Joe Kelly
number,
was
right?
a terrific leadoff hitter and all-around superstar center fielder.
Yeah.
Kind of batted in a Ricky Henderson crouch. I think he batted like over 400 for 4 seasons for Stonehill, and they retired his number there. He had a pretty good inner city baseball career in Boston too, before he retired from his playing days. He actually was working for Otis Elevator Company, traveling the country as an Otis Elevator executive for a long time.
Yeah, isn't there an Otis Elevator in just about every building,
Yes.
every
Yeah.
multi-floor building in the country?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he ended up doing. I thought, he deserved to get drafted. Blazing speed. And
a lot of players you would
tough
think would get drafted,
right.
but you know what? The
Tough
scouts,
world.
it's tough. Just they see something that's not
They're all
not completely, and so they'll recommend. But I mean, it's up to the upper echelon to see who they draft.
Joe was from Brighton, Massachusetts. Brighton section of Boston. So the College World Series, of course, the regionals and all that, they've got all the attention of the scouts right now.
Right.
Some of those players, though, UConn's making a run, Tom. Is it possible there's a UConn player or two coming to the FCBL, maybe?
There've been a couple of them already. In fact, your scoreboard operator right to your left is from UConn.
Really?
Yep, but he... There were a couple of players from UConn that were here last week, and I asked him if he knew him. He said no, he didn't. So.
Okay, because man, they're a good team. They get some power.
A lot of good college ball, John.
Yeah.
That's
third baseman knocks it down. Is it going to be in time? No. Another bobble on the other end. So
that's going to be an error, I think.
That will be an error. Yeah. It was a hot shot, but a standard play for a third baseman, and so. Second error of the game against the ROX.
Valdez is the hero of their only win of the year. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th against, I believe it was New Britain. And he takes one for the team. Got plunked, and that won the game.
Hey, here's Tommy Allers, Tom, who deserves better at
he had one of those sharp liners.
Yeah. First pitch swing, fouls it off to the right, not a play.
Not quite as big as a gap. You know, if I'm Allers, you know where I want to put it? I want to put it right down that left field line. Look at that. They're shading him to hit the other way.
Oh, man.
He pulls one over the third baseman's head.
A nice ricochet to the track. He might run all the way around.
There's a chance for Valdez to score.
I tell you what, though, Gabe Pitts is just rolling the dice in center field that this right-handed hitting Allers can't hit that left center field gap because he would easily get a triple.
And there it is!
That's the left field line,
but
not
it's not
deep
hit
enough.
hard enough.
Yeah. It will be a double, though.
Valdez has got to run
He's going
fast.
to second standing.
Yep.
Well.
And normally that's just going to be a base hit, right? If the left fielder is playing normal.
Yes.
So just what we talked about, but just not quite hard enough to roll to the wall. That's what we wanted to see. Just kind of got enough of it.
Allers, if he can hit it there, he could definitely hit the left center field gap.
No kidding. I know it.
And again, it's there.
But I think
Pitts is cheating into right center.
He is.
I mean, you just don't see guys play there, even in the high school games. I mean, when you see the Nashua Titans and Pinkerton game on, you're not going to see Jackson Marshall get played there. Foul straight back to the screen.
If he's pitching.
If he's hitting, I mean.
Well, he'll hit definitely. There's no doubt about it. He'll be in the lineup, but. I would wonder if he's going to be the guy on the mound. That's the question. I would think he would be.
Yeah, they can't take any chances if he's the ace.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh,
big
curve
change
ball.
of pace there.
Trouble with the curve, right? Little change of pace. Took a lot off it. Second and third. You've got to get a run in here.
Yeah. I mean, the baseball gods will punish you if you don't get a run in here. That's up and away. Only one out. Silver Knights with a major threat going here. Valdez at third. Ehlers with that big double at second. And Drew Loikaitis, 1 for 3.
Got the
ground
fastball.
Ball. It's going to get a run home.
It's going to get more.
Everybody will be safe.
Yeah. And here E6. 2 errors on Brockton. And Nashua is capitalized for a 2-0 lead, and they're looking for more. So let's see if the runner at first, Loikitz, decides to try to go to second.
2-0. The Silver Knights lead on the RBI ground out by Drew Loikaitis.
Yeah, it wasn't a ground out. It was an E6.
It was an E6.
He would have scored anyway.
Yeah.
So, but the run is still goes as unearned.
Yeah, unearned run.
Yep.
And here is Andrew Noon, who has walked all 3 times he's come up, he sees a strike there.
Oh,
Tom was saying how
I'm swinging at that pitch.
Yeah, Caparella was treating him like he was Aaron Judge, and
Yeah.
right now Noon wants to hit. He's saying, "Don't judge me." Ground
That's gonna
ball
go
left
through the
side,
hole.
finds its way through. RBI
And
single.
there's your 2 runs, right? We said
Yes.
they had to get them, and they do. Noon has reached base 4 times today.
It's his time of the day, Tom.
Evidently, Noon. 12:09.
It is the noon hour, and the Silver Knights have a 3-0 lead as a result.
You may see that again, John.
Oh, tomorrow?
No, you may see that again in print. You never, or online. You
Oh,
never know.
good. I would
may
hope
steal
so.
that. I may steal
You
that.
may have it. Oh, it's River Hart. First pitch swinging.
Yeah, again,
Oh,
no.
and Pitts is right in the right spot. Oh, he's going to give away to the right fielder.
Yep.
And
No.
with the angle,
Do
yeah.
not swing at the first pitch.
I gotta say, River probably way anxious because he's on deck looking out at that cavernous opening, and he was going for it. Instead, he flies it right to where he didn't want to go.
So now Fosberg, the left-hander, now gets a little bit of a break because he's facing a righty.
Yeah.
Grounded to second,
After
struck out, and was hit by a pitch.
hit by a pitch, grazed by a pitch. That one's high. Fosberg seemed to get a good look at that fastball. With 2 outs, Will Fosberg. Will we see a home run today, Tom, on Education Day for these kids?
That'd be great if they could. I think Hart.
know what?
I think Hart was
I'll
trying
tell you
for it.
Will Fosberg is going to take a home run cut here. I can just tell by his body language. He actually took a look at the right field wall twice. 2-0 pitch. He got a good look at that first pitch fastball. He is actually chomping at the bit right now to lay into a fastball inner half and try to hit it out of here. Watch this. 2-0. Oh, it's up. Good take. I'm giving him the green light with a right-handed batter on deck. Kyle, give him the green light.
With Finley,
green light.
with Finley on deck.
Oh, Finley's on deck?
Yeah, I'd rather
he's
see Finley hit
struggling
with the
today.
bases loaded.
Yeah, pitch. That's a strike. He will see a 3-1. He'll see a 3-1 pitch here. Let's see if
It's a different type of 3-1 pitch, though.
JT Gunzy will put it in the zone.
Nope.
It's inside, and he's not able to swing the bat. Bases loaded for Derek Finlay.
Now batting from the University of Albany.
Did not get a pitch to hit.
Third time the Silver Knights have had the bases loaded.
Yep. Derek Finlay, a chance to shine in front of his hometown crowd.
I'd drag one.
Are you kidding? They're up 3-0, and the kid who said, "I want to be a Silver Knight," is up, bases loaded on a day he probably participated in as a kid in the stands, Education Day. Looks at a strike over the outside corner. Hit that ball in that left center gap, Derek, right here.
That is
I
it.
can't, though.
Wow.
Painting the outside corner. Gunsy not giving him anything to pull.
No. But he doesn't have,
Outfielders are as shallow as if the game is on the line and they're trying to throw somebody out on a sac fly.
right. There's
The
2
pitch.
outs.
Big swing by Derek. He had an inside fastball, just got tied up. The only guy that's like, I'd say, played as deep as you would expect is the left fielder. The 0-2 pitch. Up
Popped
in the air
up.
to right side. It's playable
Oh,
for
very
Owen
playable.
McCarron.
Yep.
Third out.
Bases loaded, left the bases loaded 3 times, John.
They
Collins.
did.
3 times.
Bases plugged 3 times, come up empty. But
And
they
weekly,
did get 2
too.
runs.
No
Yeah.
big play, 2 strikeouts and a pop-up.
Just a reminder, there is now
Unfortunately.
ice cream available in the concourse.
3-0 though. They do plate 2 big runs as we go to the top of the 7th inning here at Historic Holman Stadium. And Tom Ryu is coming back out to pick up the pill. Colby College right-hander has been excellent in entering the game in relief for Will Perkowski, who was also excellent. We have Michaela Savageau and Dylan Smith both on top of the first base dugout, manning the camera. Bruce Hilsmeyer is next to me on audio. Dan Young back in the studio, and Tim O'Neill, our home plate cameraman today on Nashua TV.
But you know what? These sunny days, none of them have been. There was only one sunny day in the last 2 weeks that was oppressively hot, and that was the day that I was talking about when the Silver Knights were here working out. I mean,
Yeah.
sun really beat down on you that
Right.
day. And the weather, the air's been nice and dry, and the sun's nice, a little bit of a breeze here and there to cool you off, the whole bit. It's been great weather. Hopefully, it's a sign of things to. I know it's going to take a downturn after tomorrow, but I hope that it's a sign of things to come for the summer, because boy, last year was unreal. I mean, these guys were rained out every other day. It was just, they played 3 games in Pittsfield in August as a or late July, early August as a makeup to make up a game, make up the schedule. 3 games, triple header.
Wow.
Not a double header, triple header.
Yeah, speaking of triple headers, challenge for the Nashua Holman Stadium grounds crew tomorrow here at Holman.
Exactly, the whole bit, because while North plays at 7, there's a 4 o'clock game before that, Exeter and Londonderry, which is going to be a great game. So it's going to be a big day. You probably figure everybody's out of here by 1 o'clock, because the kids leave early, to get back to the school for dismissal. They usually leave early. So there won't be as many fans in the stands once the game ends, but
First pitch swinging and skying it to shallow center, calling everybody off.
is the guy who catches
Tommy Allers,
everything out there.
really.
Allers is just fantastic. But Rio is pitching a 3rd inning here, which is good.
Yes.
We'll go into the 7th, which leaves the 8th and 9th for the rest of the pen. I think part of that is because of the way he's pitching, and part of it is because of the struggles the bullpen has had. And Kyle Jackson doesn't want to ruin a good thing here.
And then here's the
now you've got-
UMass Amherst linebacker Sam Hill stands in there. Tom, he got hit in the back with a pitch last time and looked like he got hit with a wiffle ball. Ground ball to the right side. A tricky hop at the end there for Loikaitis, but he makes a nice play, and 2 up, 2 down in the Brockton ROX 7th.
Now batting from Holy Cross, the catcher number 38, Fletcher Waterman.
Fletcher Waterman up for the 3rd time in this game, has popped out and grounded out looking for his first hit. Brockton ROX have just the 1 single infield hit.
You got to figure these morning games, you are at a distinct advantage being the home team, because it's not like these guys are staying in a hotel the night before. They gotta show up at the ballpark probably 7 o'clock or whatever, and fight their way through 7 or 8 o'clock, and fight their way through rush hour on 128 if you're Brockton to get up here. That's no picnic.
No.
Takes a long ride. So you've got an advantage, and you've got to take advantage of it.
That's a bender on the outside corner from Ryu, who's doing a great job of mixing his
Doing a great
pitches.
job and working quickly with no one on base.
Yeah.
Easy to work quick when there's nobody on and you're ahead in the count. Of course,
that.
as soon as I say that, everything kind of grinds to a halt.
And the 1-2 pitch on the way,
Oh.
fouled back.
Was-
I'm jealous of Tom Ryu and the new Colby College teams. They have to play on that turf up there.
Oh, they got a new turf field up there?
Yeah, they got a beautiful new turf field up there. Looks like all the big-time college programs have now, and they're getting more games in as a result. We used to get mudded out, snowed out. Now they just clean it off.
I think up there,
a broom.
I think up there you need a turf field.
You do,
right? You
absolutely, yeah. I need a turf field at my house, but I looked into the cost and it was prohibitive, Tom.
Jeez.
I don't want to mow anymore.
Really? You don't like mowing? I like mowing a lot.
Well,
it's,
the
it's
thing
relaxing,
is, right, do
you
the
know?
math. I mean, 25 years of walking in rectangles.
Yeah, I'll mow any day compared to raking or shoveling.
I got like an acre.
Oh,
and
no,
I didn't
have,
get a
yeah, I
rider.
don't have that much. There we
There's
go.
a strike three. Tom Ryu's
Boy,
impressive
what a
performance
job.
continues.
What a job.
Terrific.
It's probably it for him.
Tom, terrific.
Yep. That's probably it for him because they're throwing in the bullpen. They're not coming back in, so they're out there throwing. So
for you youngsters out there, Education Week, Education Day, Education Channel, Tom Terrific was the nickname of what Hall of Fame Major League pitcher?
Tom Seaver.
The late
Tom. Still hard to believe that Tom Seaver is not with us anymore.
Yeah. We're getting old, Tom. I mean, Brian Downing, the major leaguer, retired.
Yeah, he's got to be in his 60s, right?
73 years
really?
old. Yeah.
Wow.
I thought he was younger than me, but he's not. He's
my God.
He was playing in 1973 in the majors.
A lot of the stars
10 years older.
A lot of the stars in the 70s have passed on, John Collins.
Right. I mean, such young-looking ball. Hey, I saw the Yankee left-hander in the dugout for the San Francisco Yankees series. 100 years old. He got 3 rings with the Yankees. He pitched in 1951 in his rookie year.
Yep.
And he's the oldest living ball player now.
Who is it?
Yankee left-handed pitcher. I can't remember his name. He's sort of a, wasn't really a household name.
Right. No, it's otherwise we'd know it.
But yeah, Aaron Boone had him in the dugout there because he lives close to that park.
To that park, yep.
San Francisco. It was his first major league game that he attended in 60 years.
Those are the only reasons in my mind that interleague baseball works. I'd rather have it very limited.
Yeah, they're kind of overdoing it.
Really,
these days,
wow, you're playing everybody, and that's it's not. For some, it works.
And as
right?
you speak, the Braves are at Fenway tonight.
Right, that works. Okay.
Yeah.
The Yankees Dodgers this weekend, that works. Cleveland, San Diego, it doesn't work, right? No reason to have it.
Right.
Stuff like that. But that's the way it is. That's the way baseball is now.
Ryan Caulfield has struck out, grounded out, and been hit by a pitch as he leads off here in the 7th.
And hard to believe we've had it for over 25 years. About 25 years, right? League ball? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's caught up. I can't believe it's been that long either.
Time for the Silver Knights here, John Collins, to add to their lead. Give that bullpen some breathing room. It's 3-0. Probably could be 9-0, or at least 5 or 6-0, the way they've put runners on base against the Brockton ROX, who they will see again tomorrow.
JT Gunzy from Roger Williams.
And I'll tell you what, if you take a look at some of the scheduling in the National Silver Knights schedule, it's a little different this year because there's an independent league, a Frontier League team now in Brockton, the Knockouts.
Oh, ground ball to the right side, picked up and thrown to first in time.
I believe that's the nickname. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's the nickname, but
Brian Downing makes the play.
So what that does, because pro ball plays series. You're playing 5, 6, 7, 8 home games at straight, or at least 6. So Brockton, when they go on the road, they don't stay overnight, or maybe they are this year. I don't know, but they're going to the same place. Maybe they're on the road for maybe 4 or 5. They got to be on the road for 5 or 6 of those games. They're sharing a stadium. So they are here in, I don't know the exact dates. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, it's the end of July. They are here for 3 straight nights.
Wow.
3 straight games, a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. So as the count goes to 2-1, they are here for a while. And I imagine
off to the left.
I imagine it may be that way for, it's nearby, so with Nashua you can do it.
The ROX just driving home after this, or are they staying here tonight, do you know?
Oh, I think they're driving back.
Yeah.
I don't think they're staying overnight. And I'll give you an example of that right after this pitch.
The 2-2 to Nate Kearney, batting with 1 out and nobody on here in the 7th. Strike 3. Looked like a
How about
changeup that
Yeah.
stayed on the outer edge,
Yep.
and Nate gets caught looking.
Now batting from Siena College.
Jeff Valdez up and started a rally.
Jeff Valdez.
Valdez got on base on an error by the third baseman and scored one of 2 runs in the previous frame in the 6th inning, in which 8 batters came to the plate for the Silver Knights. Looks at a bender up high from J.T. Gunzy.
But the example I'll give you is New Britain.
Oh, yeah?
They were here opening weekend. Oh,
Very high and deep to left,
is
but
it got
in
enough?
the
No,
ballpark.
it's going to stay in. Yep.
Yeah, tracking it well. Sam Hill puts it away for the 3rd out
So
of the inning.
So we go to the 8th, 3-0 Silver Knights. But they were here on a Saturday night, 6 o'clock game, and a Sunday at 3. So I'm, over by the third base side taking photos, and Rich Gedman's son is the manager at New Britain.
Yeah.
So I said, Geddy, staying overnight? He looks, he goes, nope. They had to drive back that night and then get on the bus and drive right back up to Nashua the next day.
Wow.
For a day game, not a night game, for a day game. So that's, the only place that a lot of teams are staying overnight is Vermont because of the distance. If you're playing back-to-backs, you're not going to make that drive and then go back up. But New Britain had to do it. I've driven to New Britain. I've covered the playoff game there a couple of years ago, and the year the Knights won the title in 2022. And it's not a you get there in 2.5 hours, maybe, but it's not a fun drive. And
Take the train, take the beeline.
yeah, right, exactly, right. So, but
No, there isn't a train on it.
is there a train in New Britain? I don't know.
Well, New Haven is the one with all the trains and planes and
Yeah, they go
automobiles.
right along the coast. The train goes right along the coast,
Yeah.
going down. I've taken the train a couple of times to Connecticut, to Jersey, to cover the Patriots on the road at the Meadowlands.
Really? Taking the train?
I did that in the last time I was there. Well, no, the last time I was there, I drove. Because I drove, and I was with Ken Kale, and I drove.
Oh.
And the National Pride were playing the New Jersey Jackals 15 minutes away from
Jackals.
15 minutes away from East Rutherford, from the ball from at the time it wasn't MetLife Stadium. I forget what they called it back then, Giant Stadium. And so I covered the Patriots.
Bunt. Tom Rio off the mound, plays it on a hop.
And it's not Rio, I don't think. Yes, it is. It is. Wow.
And that's he's a bigger body, but
Yeah.
moved like a cat right there.
So I covered the Patriots game against the Jets, which happened to be the Spygate game.
Spygate game.
I covered that game, and then after I was done, drove 15 minutes up whatever route it was, right out of the parking lot to the Pride playoff game against the Jackals.
Wow.
And I got there in the 8th inning. Ken Kale was there. He had the book and everything else. So that was one time I drove. The Monday night game in 2000, I took the train because I stayed overnight.
Interesting. Line drive, actually a blooper to center that is tracked down easily by Tom Ehlers
You're not
for the
going to see
second out.
not going to see many balls hit to center field that Ehlers doesn't catch up to.
Batter was announced as Chris Walsh, so I think he was a pinch hitter.
Yep.
In that spot in the order. We got another one here. Brian Downing's out of the game at second base.
Oh, John, you must be very disappointed.
Oh. And O'Leary, I believe he said, is the batter. Well, he made a nice play at second base.
It's a little chat here.
He's coming in, O'Leary.
A little chat, and I'm wondering if Logan is telling him, look, you know what, you might want to lay another one down.
Yeah, conversation. I'm going to find out his first name here. His batter's name. Batter's Vinny O'Leary, Tom, and it might be An Italian American like my kids with that name. I played ball with a Billy O'Leary that was drafted out of Northeastern.
You mean an Italian-Irish American?
Italian-Irish American, yeah. Danny O'Leary's made a nice play at second base earlier. He's trying to get on board here in a 3-run game. 3 runs down are the Rocks. Batting with 2 out in the 8th inning. Carves one off. To
So
the
that's
right.
telling you that one parent is Irish and one is Italian.
Exactly.
And when it came to Vinny's first
The
name,
name-
when it came to Vinny's first name, the
Yeah.
Italian side of the family won out.
Probably right.
That's what that's telling you.
Wow, you're like Sherlock Holmes making the deductions.
How about that, huh?
Brilliant, Holmes. The payoff pitch, 3-2, ground ball right side. Loikaitis up
What
with
a
it.
job by Ryu as he shakes his fist walking off the mound.
And pounds his chest, and deservedly
Boy.
so.
Are you tempted to have him go out for the 5th?
There's activity in the Silver Knights
There's
bullpen.
been activity for a while.
There has been.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, the Rocks are going with another pitcher as he trots out of the bullpen. So JT Gunsey his work is done. And we have a new right-handed pitcher into the game for
And
the
now,
Rocks.
as we enter the 8th inning, or bottom of the 8th inning, you are seeing some of the exodus of the kids. Time to go back to school.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, at least they got to see the home team take a nice lead,
Yep.
3-0.
As they are exiting the ballpark.
I was talking earlier about, high school backgrounds and stuff, and Finlay at BG and
No, Finley at
River
North, not BG.
Oh, sorry, North, yeah. And Kyle Jackson, I was mentioning how he is a Litchfield guy, but he did go to Alvern.
Right, because there was no Campbell at the
No
time.
Campbell High School yet.
Although they like to refer to themselves as Campbell University. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I'm here.
I'm just kidding.
FCBL's on my mind there.
Oh,
I'm
of
calling
course.
everybody a university.
Of course.
But
Campbell has a top-notch baseball team. They are in the
Yeah.
Division III semifinals. That'll be played up in Laconia on Wednesday night. They have won 17 straight. 16 straight. They lost their first game to Belmont.
Yeah.
And won 15 straight regular season games, and now they have won a playoff game, and they are in the quarterfinals, and they're up in the semis. So they've won 16 in a row. Hottest team in the area in any
Wow.
sport. Sauhegan of Amherst, they are going to be in the Division II semis tomorrow. So we got 3 baseball teams still playing.
you're a busy man.
Well, I won't be at those games. I can't be in 2 places
But
at once.
you have
so.
to report on it at some point.
Well, we've
Get
got.
the
That's why we have freelance
correspondence.
writers, yeah,
Yeah.
correspondence here and there. But
Yeah.
also, got to thank media people around the state. A lot of us trade with each other, so have to thank the people at Keene. Mike McMahon wrote a great story when Nashua North beat Keene.
3-1, right? I remember that score because
Yeah.
it was the same score in Dover.
Same score in Dover. Jay Pinsonalt, the sports editor of Seacoast Media, sent me their information. So I have to thank all the people, and I thank the people in Concord. They've helped me out as well.
Hey, it's a 5 at-bat game for Tommy Ehlers at the top of the order, Tom. He doubled his last time up. Big hit.
Big hit to get a run in, or to start
Scored.
the rally, to
Yeah.
get the run in.
Scored one of the 2 runs.
Right.
Looks at a strike and a ball.
And guess what, John Collins? They're playing him fairly straight away. A little bit
Ooh, they
shaded.
are.
A little bit shaded and
You
left.
know what?
But
I think Gabe Pitts is out of the game. I don't think that's him anymore out there. Maybe. Although he's so much farther away, I can't tell.
see.
Yeah. Definitely a different positioning with the different pitcher in the game. And the pitcher is number 25, Riley Williams of, Ned Martin, late great Ned Martin's favorite place, Mercy University.
Mercy. And a lot of people who are watching are saying, Ned who?
Ned Martin was before even Sean McDonough and, of course, Dom Orsillo. Orsillo's a perfect fit for San Diego, by the way. Pop up to left field.
That
and
may be trouble. Well,
Oh.
whoa, almost a big
Ooh,
collision,
yeah,
almost
there
a
was
foot
a
in the
little
head.
bit of contact out there, unfortunately, for the Rocks.
Yep.
A great job of going back and fielding that one by Ben Rose.
Now batting from Central Michigan
But,
University. The second
nearly,
baseman, number 8, Drew Lloyd.
Disastrous collision out there. Sam Hill, who's a load. You don't want to get hit by him. And did duck down out of the way. It was an awful collision the Red Sox had earlier in the season.
Yes, Devers
and O'Neill.
O'Neill hasn't been the same since, John.
No. Line drive to deep center and caught. That was terrible luck.
Yep.
He was on fire and then just awful play. No, not enough communication going on. I know it's
Now
noisy.
batting from Lehigh University, the catcher,
First pitch, swinging a line out to center.
Drew New.
So 2 down quickly in the Silver Knights' 8th inning in what is apparently, well,
That's
could be
gonna
their last at bat. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. I think Rio's done. Although the pitcher who's out there is soft tossing. He hasn't been firing it.
Saving some bullets. This one's
I
going
don't
down
know.
to where he is. Bounces over the fence. Souvenir.
They had it through, they had guys warming up constantly. So we'll see. There was one game, John, where I think it was a Saturday night game. Was it Saturday night or Sunday? I'm not sure which. I'll tell you about it right after this pitch. The bullpen was taking its time, and they weren't ready. And that could be a
Right
base hit.
side.
Right side.
Good
Nice
range.
play. Yeah, very good range, and that's it.
Yeah, and
So this is a better story to tell in between innings as we go to the ninth, 3-0.
Vinny O'Leary
Silver
on
Knights.
that play, Tom.
Yep.
To his left.
Yep. Making his father and mother proud. So
3 up, 3 down in the Silver Knights' 8th.
the bullpen wasn't ready, and starter Andrew Cheviter, I believe, was the starter. He had to stay out there. They put him in the 7th inning.
Tom Terrific.
He's back out. They put him in the 7th inning. Now,
Yep.
and it was clear he didn't have any more. He talked his way out there. They should have not sent him out, probably, in hindsight. But they'd probably tell you that. But they got stuck because their relievers took their time. They weren't ready.
Yeah.
And he was out there and gave up, I don't know if it was a game, if it cost them the game. I don't think it did. They came back and won it. Yeah, that was the extra inning game on the Sunday. But Kyle Jackson was fuming. And in between innings, or even during a pitching change, he came back and he walked straight out to the bullpen. Yikes. They felt his wrath, let's put it that way.
Right.
He was visibly upset. Visibly. So Rio is on the mound for a 5th inning.
How about that work?
Well,
Old school
and
relief.
old school again on Education
Dick Raddatz
Day. Yeah,
territory.
that's another good line. It's good to
To
say,
look up,
say
yeah.
it's old school on Education Day.
Yeah, and
That's
you know,
not
Tom,
bad.
I have a list of the schools and the guys over your heads.
Yeah.
Silverthorne Adult Day Center was up in the suites. Wanderlust Therapeutic Services, season ticket holders, and Merrimack Best Buddies were up there.
Best Buddies is probably who was up there, the kids.
Yes. So into the 9th inning we go, and Tom Terrific Ryu starts off the lead batter with a strike over the inside corner. 0-1.
My,
Bender
oh my,
misses.
oh my.
Also here today, Greenhalgh Elementary, St. Christopher Academy, Pennachuck Middle School. Karen Quino's class. 2-1. New Searles Elementary.
Usually they do the run the bases after every game, but I don't see kids lined up down. I don't see kids lined up down there. I don't think it's going to work out for the amount of kids here.
Yeah, they got to go back, I think, check in.
Right, exactly.
New Searles Elementary, Ledge Street Middle School, New Searles Elementary, Sarah Davidson and Allison Paluzzi's classes. Filed off to the right, Pawtucketville Memorial School, Kathy Marandola's class.
Yeah, as we're saying, a lot of schools there. I mean, New Searles obviously not, and a couple of the others you mentioned, but some of the others are, from beyond the state line. I mean,
Brentwood Academy, maybe.
Yep.
Line drive's going to go foul into the bullpen. It's going to be caught in the fly by
about that?
Have you ever seen that?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Never seen that either.
I've never seen that.
And we've done games here since 98?
98 with the Pride and all the other time. Right. Yeah. I've never seen that.
That's a once in a 25-year shot right there.
Boy.
On the fly. 2-2 count. That might have been inside the pesky pole at Fenway. Strike 3 called.
I don't know about that one.
Wow.
Wow.
Tom Ryu. Most impressive relief appearance I'm sure that Tom has seen from the Silver Knights this season.
It's probably the most impressive relief appearance Tom's seen from the Silver Knights ever.
Really?
I can't remember a guy going 5 innings scoreless out of the pen.
I can't either. I mean, usually the closer would come in. He's his long reliever and closer in one.
Yeah, well, guess what? He's not going to be used for a few days.
They don't put that pitch up whether it was a ball or a strike.
That was a ball.
Okay.
It's 1-1.
1-1. And this is your lead hitter here, Jordan Thomas, who's gone 0 for 3. Pitch.
Two outs to go.
Yeah.
Hopefully for the Silver Knights. You got to think that Rio can get him. He's gotten them all already.
Keeps throwing strikes like that. Two strikeouts.
I guess that was a strike. I did not see the umpire raise his hand on that first pitch.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I did not see him raise his hand.
The scoreboard operator didn't see it either, Tom.
No.
They left it blank. But the batter knew it.
And wow.
Connor Vercalone is the last best hope for the Brockton ROX. Trying not to get shut out here on Education Day. There's another strike from Ryu, who is just in a zone.
Now, John Collins, are you with me tonight in Exeter?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
You mean I got to see you twice in one day?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm free.
No.
I freed myself up.
Are you here tomorrow morning?
I am here tomorrow morning.
What about Wednesday night?
I'm here with Jason, NFHS.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that works because I didn't know the North was going to be in it, and committed a month ago, and it's going to be on Nashua TV. That's all we care about.
Right.
The Titans' Cinderella story as they go up against the #1 ranked Pinkerton Astros. 7 p.m. start scheduled. NH Boys Division I semifinal.
One strike away, and that's
Strike 3 call. Tom Ryu pumps his fist, and he deserves all the accolades of this one.
He sure does. All right, John Collins, down I go. I will see you in a few hours. Oh, my goodness.
Colby College's Tom Ryu. Tom, terrific this afternoon with 5 super strong innings of relief. Secures the shutout, 3-0. As he strikes out the side to end the game with an exclamation point on Education Day here at Holman. So thanks to all the school kids that came out for all those happy images that we were able to capture. The Nashua ETV A-Team, Tim O'Neill, Michaela Savageau, Dylan Smith, Dan Young, Bruce Hillsmeyer, and our executive producer, Pete Johnson, at the controls. For Tom King, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching and saying good afternoon from historic Holman Stadium, everybody. At 3-0, Silver Knights win.
Our next game will be tomorrow, Wednesday, June 5th, versus the Brockton ROX at 10:30 a.m. Check out NashuaSilverKnights.com or our social media accounts to stay up to date on all updates and scores. On-course gates will be available to exit into the parking lot. from Silver Knights players, coaches, and staff. Thank you for coming to Education Day and have a wonderful afternoon.